इंश्योरेंस के सरल एंड स्मार्ट यूलिप्स, क्योंकि जिंदगी है जीने के लिए।
News never stops, time never halts, and life does not have a rewind button. But if you missed something on Headlines Today, catch it on our website, headlinestoday.in. News at your convenience, on your TV and on the net. News never stops. Headlines Today. This is the TV Today Network, and you are watching Headlines Today.
News Center brought to you by India's most preferred brand Microtech UPS and Okaya DigiPower SMS batteries. Jaane Hindustan.
Idea presents Champions of the World in association with Maruti Suzuki, cars that give you unmatched value.
Hello, welcome. You're watching Champions of the World 207. That's what Ireland have been dismissed for by Team India. And what a show by Yuvraj Singh. And to take us through what exactly this means as far as this group is concerned, this match is concerned, I'm joined by Lloyd Ranatunga and also Clive Lloyd, two legends of the game joining us here in the studio. But first up, let me take you through this performance by Team India, really ensuring first up that Ireland never really recovered from those early jolts, that Zahir Khan was really wreaking havoc in their early top order as well. And also, makes that Group B look very important. There it is. Zahir Khan really ensuring that the first use of the ball, of the new ball, didn't go to waste. Get the first one down wickets. Also 9 for 2 they were at one stage, were the Irish. And 2 strikes first up and really setting it up. But then there was a 113-run stand for the third wicket between Irish captain William Porterfield and Niall O'Brien. And did script a bit of a recovery, did the Irish. But Yuvraj Singh then came to the party and really dented all hopes of a good total as far as Ireland were concerned as well. Got a career best figure of 5 for 31, his first ever 5-wicket haul, and really starring with the ball from 122 for 2. In fact, Ireland stuttered to 160 for 6 before folding up now for 207. Munaf Patel getting that last wicket. Mr. Lloyd, I want to get your thoughts first up. You've been saying this all through. Yuvraj Singh will be the star, and he's gone out there, proved you right too.
Well, yes, because a left-arm spinner can play a very integral part of your bowling attack. You can set good fields, defensive fields or attacking fields to the left-hander or right-hander. And once it's turning, not too many right-handers can hit over the extra cover position. So the point is that they can be contained. And he bowls a nice little arm ball, very well disguised, and I think if you have a bowler of that nature, whenever he's bowled for India, he's got wickets and got very important wickets. He's a good guy to see where he dropped one catch, but he got the main man out, O'Brien, and if he didn't get him and they got to 200 with 5 or 6 wickets to go with a few overs in, they might have had a bigger score. And 250 or 260 give you a chance of having a pretty good game. But they did very well. They got early wickets, but they recovered. And but then again, India came back. One thing I thought probably when Pathan had bowled 2 or 3 overs, that he had bowled 2 or 3 overs for 4 runs and they took him off. I would probably have kept him on for another 3 or so. So you would have got rid of a lot more overs. But it was a good performance by India.
Absolutely, these part-timers, these all-rounders coming to the party. But today it was all about Yuvraj Singh. India's game breaker is back and in grind style as well, because Yuvraj picked up his ODI career's maiden 5-wicket haul against Ireland and kept the big Irish hitters in check as well. The Indian part-timers have been struggling in the opening 2 games, but Yuvraj ensured that Captain Dhoni's troubles were reduced with a superlative effort. Now, going for only 31 in his quota of 10 overs, Yuvraj was impressive every time he went out there to bowl. Now, be it the Irish captain William Porterfield, who remember top scored with 75, or the danger man Kevin O'Brien, the Irish had no answer for Yuvraj Singh's guile out there. The team management has asked, remember, Yuvraj and Yusuf to shoulder the 5th bowler's responsibility, and clearly Yuvraj coming to the party. Arjuna, at this stage, when you look at the performance from Yuvraj Singh, this is perhaps the difference too, because this makes your bowling attack look such a bit more all-rounded unit and such a more effective unit as well.
Not only that, you need to get wickets early. That's what the opening bowlers did. And it gives a little bit of comfort zone for the spinners to come in. And not only that, Yuvraj bowled well, no doubt about it. But for the first time, I was very impressed with Dhoni. Like, he attacked the batsman even when the right-hander Brand came into bat. He had the long on, long off into the circle. So Dhoni was very much attacking captain today. He allowed the batsman to take a lot of chances. I thought that's what you need to do. You need to create pressure in the middle. You need to create new things, like started opening with the right arm off spinner. So these are the new things. It's very, very important when you are going into the middle. You create a new thing, and the opposition had to change the entire game plan.
Absolutely.
So these are the things you need in you can try out these things, but when it comes to the quarters, semis, finals, it's very important for a captain to take responsibility and do this. It might work, it might not work, but the way Dhoni has captain, I was very impressed today.
And they have to show the intent of trying to do something different, is what Lloyd Ranatunga is also saying. But the fact that after winning the toss, Mahendra Singh Dhoni chose to field first up, also gave the onus, so to speak, on the bowler. Said, okay, this is your stage, now go out there, prove everybody wrong, because the talk has been about how India's bowling has looked like the weak link.
No, it's a good opportunity for India to come out and get. It's a slightly weaker side than all the other Test playing nations, but they are the best out of the minnows. But I think come out and get them all out. It's another creditable thing for India. Like we have been talking about this Indian weaker bowling attack for the last couple of weeks. It's a weaker bowling attack. That's no doubt about it. But when they wanted to perform, they can perform. If an opening bowler gets a wicket or two early, I'm sure it will give a lot of comfort area once again to the middle, the main spinners or the other spinners. And I was very impressed with the way the Yuvraj bowled. Another advantage Yuvraj has, when he bowls very square. He doesn't. His hand doesn't come up like the other spinners. So you get that skid thing like Malinga's slower version.
Yep.
So even for the umpires, it's very difficult not to give LBWs on Yuvraj's deliveries.
Absolutely. Proves to be very effective, doesn't he, does Yuvraj Singh on his day, and he's done so well today as well, picking up his first ever 5-wicket haul. Let's also get in a word from Kapil Dev, former Indian captain, of course, World Cup winning captain. Kapil, at this stage, India winning the toss, electing to field first up, a good decision most certainly by Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and in many ways, like I said, putting the onus on the bowlers to go out there and deliver.
I think wonderfully to see that, because the strength is the batting, but there's two ways of looking. One, you bat without a pressure and play freely and put such a big total, so it will be difficult for the opponent. And second way looking into that is, no, if your batting is your strength, win the toss and put other team and let the batsman win the match. Today, I think the bowlers done extremely well, apart from Piyush Chawla.
Apart from Piyush Chawla, like you also obviously rightly point out also, but then your thoughts on Yuvraj Singh. I mean, you've also gone ahead and said that he has a tremendous amount of potential today, doing such a wonderful job for India.
It's wonderful to see Yuvraj taking wicket, because he's gone through a little bit of rough time. He's such a match winner. He's a great bowler, a great batsman, and top of that, if he can bowl few overs and pick up the wickets, I think it's going to add on to his confidence. At the moment, I thought Yuvraj was the low in his confidence, giving these 5 wickets and got last match 50 runs. It will be done a great deal to him.
Absolutely. It's funny how even your bowling performances will then translate into your batting performances, your overall game. But Mr. Lloyd, a word about Piyush Chawla there. I mean, certainly proving to be a failed experiment as far as Mahendra Singh Dhoni is concerned. What do you make of the decision that Team India took to persist with him even in this encounter?
I think he's something different, and the point is, I don't think all right, I think the second spell was much better than his first. But I noticed that he tried to bowl too many balls in the left hand and right hand. Was sort of, his radar wasn't right. And it's quite obvious that if he'd bowled more leg breaks, because once he bowled the leg breaks, they were turning viciously, and they didn't play him pretty well. But once they started to pick him, and he went round the wicket again, that's where the problem came. If he had stayed over the wicket and continue to bowl more leg breaks with the googly in between, probably he would have come out with better figures. because I still think he's a very good leg spinner.
Sure, certainly. The pressure, though, it seems to be showing on him, Arjun, isn't it? Because, you always mention how cricket is a confidence game. What this will do to Yuvraj Singh's confidence vis-a-vis, say, a Piyush Chawla going into matches ahead will be the difference here for India.
Don't write him off because he's a leg spinner. Leg spinners win games for the teams. I think it's very important. By the time we go for the maybe early end of March, the wickets will be drier more. Even in Sri Lanka or India or even in Bangladesh, the wickets are getting drier and drier every time. So, and they are using most of the wickets. So you need a leg spinner to perform. If you take some of the other countries, Sri Lanka is depending on Ajantha Mendis a lot. Then Tahir is performing well for South Africa. So if you analyze, there are leg spinners who has been performing. So you don't take him off. He will be there, but he might have a couple of bad games. Fair enough, but I still feel that he's a very good bowler. I'm very impressed with the way he bowled in the last couple of matches, especially the practice game against Australia. So you need to give him a little bit of confidence, and I'm sure that he had 2 bad games. It can happen to any top player. Tendulkar might have had 2 ducks in a row, but it happens to any cricketer. So you need to take them, because he's a young kid as well. Yeah. You have to handle him in a different way.
Depends on the captain also.
The point is that any wrist spinner, it takes some time for your wrist to get going. You only had 2 overs and he had 2 spells. So he had to come back in a second spell and start all over again. See, leg spinners bowl 15 overs straight. Then your wrists start going and you're getting your line right and so on. Here, you have to get it right from ball 1. Yeah. But I still think he's a tremendous...
Certainly, it's also up to the captain to give the confidence to the bowler and say that, don't worry about a couple of games, we still back you and we have the faith in you. Let's also get a word from Kapil Dev at this stage about Piyush Chawla, because Kapil, like you mentioned, I mean, you're obviously not too happy with his performance, but yes, there's no doubt about his quality, but does dent his confidence, even the captain's confidence in him in matches coming up ahead?
Well, I wasn't agree with that, but now I think they're given a chance. Let's stick to that. Again, Piyush Chawla didn't really bowl as much as we thought. The pitch was turning. It was the ideal pitch for spinner. I was more upset about him was bowling no balls. At this stage of the World Cup and bowling, you are professional. You can't afford to bowl no ball, and that to be a spinner.
Absolutely, can't agree with you more there. It's almost blasphemous for spinners to go out there bowl no balls too. Very costly in the limited over format. Let's get in a word from our deputy editor Nishant Arora joining us from Bangalore. He was of course keeping a close tab on this encounter. Nishant, at this stage, I mean 207, the Indians will be very happy for having dismissed Ireland for this total. Yuvraj Singh most certainly would have been a joy to watch.
Yes, absolutely. Pie checker has been more than a handy today, isn't it? And it just shows the kind of confidence MS Dhoni has shown in Yuvraj's bowling, and his bowling has improved his batting as well. I would say that the kind of form Yuvraj was carrying, his bowling has given him that confidence, and after getting those 60-odd runs the other day against England on the very same ground, this has been a top-notch performance. I think if you needed to challenge this Indian batting order, you need to have at least 275 runs on the board, and I think Ireland is very well short of that mark.
That's the thing about even their bowling attack, Ireland, isn't it, Arjuna? That this kind of a total is not something that they'll be able to defend. Yes, I mean we've seen funnier things in cricket. We shouldn't preempt what will happen, but you'd imagine that India will be comfortable.
I think so. The amount of batting they have, but this is the first time they are looking at a score and chasing. Huh? It can be 210 or 200 and under 210, but that is something on the board. So you need to chase that score. But when you start, when you win the toss and bat first, you don't have pressure at all. You just go and bat normal. But I think India has enough batting to get this score. I don't think any worry about that. Coming back to Yuvraj, I think it will give him a lot of confidence as a cricketer, because